After we calculate the 4-time attribute, earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time, and the latest finish time for each activity in the activity network, the next step we will compute the slack time. If you feel the calculation of the latest finish time is difficult to understand, the following example you may find it helpful. As shown in these slides, the activity node C has two following activity. One is F, one is E. And when we calculate the latest finishing time, we are calculating backward, which means from H we calculate F, and from H we also calculate activity G and activity E. So when we calculate C, it happens for C they have two following activity. For example, assuming Alice is doing the activity at C, which the task is to buy the shampoo for her sister Eileen and brother Francis. So the sister Eileen is a nurse. She need to take shower at 4 p.m. for her evening shift, and her brother Francis is doing the regular duty as an engineer. So he need to take shower at 10 p.m. and sleep. So basically, your latest finishing time, which means you need to buy the shampoo and reach home, is 4 p.m. because the sister Eileen need to use the shampoo at 4 p.m. So by relating the calculation with a real life example, I hope you will have no problem to understand how to calculate the 4-time attribute for each activity. So this activity network shows every activity we have successfully calculated the 4-time attribute. And now we would like to calculate the slack time. So the slack is the length of a time activity can be delayed without delaying the entire project. So to calculate the slack, you can use the latest start time minus early start time, or the latest finish time minus the earliest finish time, which the value is the same. As shown in this example, activity A, C, E, G, H, okay, their slack time in fact is 0 because they have the same early start time and latest start time, and the earliest finishing time and the latest finishing time. Okay. For example, activity F, okay, the early start time for activity F is 4 and the latest start time for the activity is 10. Assuming this represents at week 4, okay, you must start an activity, and the early start time of activity F is week 4, and the latest start time for activity F is week 10. So assuming Adrian is taking care of this activity and he's applying for 2-week wedding leave from you, as a manager you may approve his leave because there are 6 weeks gap between the early start time and the latest start time. On the other hand, if agent is taking activity C and ask for 2 weeks leave because the early start time and the latest start time is all week 2. So either you will get a backup for agent, or you have to ask agent to take leave after he finish his activity, because the delay of this activity will delay the whole project. So mathematically, it has been proved this critical path, which contains of the critical activity, is the longest path in the network, and it is also the shortest time you can complete this project. Once the critical path has been completed, all the activities in this network are also completed. So to compute the slack time for every activities, you can simply use latest start time minus early start time, or latest finishing time minus the earliest finishing time. So you can see this table shows whether the activities is on critical path or not. Those activities which is on critical path, their slack time is 0. So in summary, critical activities have no slack time, and connecting the critical activities forms the critical path. The critical path is the longest path through the network. Any delay in the critical path activities will delay the whole project. And the critical path, in fact, is the shortest time in which the project can be completed, which means all activities of the project is completed. The activity network with all the 4 time attributes can be easily mapped to a project schedule, such as Gantt chart. As you can see, each activity are listed in the first column, and from the week 1 to week 16, for each activity, you will have the time duration from the early start time to the earliest finishing time. Okay? And you can also map the project schedule to the latest start time and the latest finishing time. So by putting these two project schedule together, as a manager, you will be able to schedule, control, and monitor your project in a better management situation. You will be able to know whether you will be able to approve your staff's leave, or in case you need to shorten your project. You may fund the critical path, assuming the activity G is on a critical path, and it takes 5 weeks to complete. So, but for the current being, the person who take care of activity G is a fresh graduate, does not have experience. If given the urgency of the time, if you replace the person with a very experienced and high skilled professional, you may be able to shorten this critical activity from 5 weeks to 3 weeks, and by doing this, you may be able to help the whole project to have to shorten the project by 2 weeks. Okay, so that's all for the critical path analysis. Hope you have enjoyed calculating the 4 time attribute of each activity, as well as the critical path analysis. You can try tutorial 5, see if you still have any difficulties in solving the problems in tutorial 5. Thank you.